Strelnieks, and rims out.
Great ball movement right there. You saw the extra pass to the open man. This is the team basketball that Coach Bagatskis likes his team to practice. Make an extra pass, penetrate and kick. Look for the open teammate.
Klobuchar gets it to Zoran Dragic. Now he passes down low to Slokar. Good patience from Slokar, the veteran.
That was beauty right there. A solid footwork by Uroš Slokar. We said before, he's probably the most experienced player on the team.
Bounce pass. And the big man for Latvia, Kaspars Berziņš, goes up strong.
That's a great execution right there. Simple two-man game basketball on the left side. They go to the pick and roll. He rolls to the basket. Mid-range jumper takes it.
Klobuchar. They whip it outside to Blažić, and that's short. And long rebound goes back to Blažić, and then he has the ball knocked out of his hands, it looked like, by Strelnieks.
Good position defense by Strelnieks.
Strelnieks pulls up for three. And Slokar bats it out back to Blažić, and he is fouled at midcourt by Strelnieks.
That's a tactical foul right there by Strelnieks. He stops the fast break. You saw it, I said before, if there's an open shot, even on the fast break, he's going to shoot his Strelnieks. On the transition before, there was his tactical foul right here to stop the fast break. Smart foul. I think that, if you ask me, Jeff, I think it's very tiny, small details going to decide about the outcome of these games because these teams are so even. So even small things like using your foul smart, that's going to play a big role.
Blažić gets it over to Dragic for three. Count it!
That was a good pick, and I think that Bertans is going to have to do a better job of trailing and staying closer there to Dragic. He's too good of a shooter, and he's playing with too much of confidence here at the tournament to leave him open like that.
Strelnieks. Now Bertans. And Freimanis goes right down the lane.
He used the angle right there. There was a tiny opening. Good pass. Good finish by Freimanis. If you think about Dragic, I'll go back to defense. He's averaging over 15 points. I think they're just really going to have to focus on him. A lot closer than the possession before.
Klobuchar bounce pass. Omic hands it off to Slokar. This time a little bit short. Strelnieks in the open floor.
Good look by Omic. He was looking at Slokar. Good passing, interior passing between the big men of Slovenia.
Janicinacs. Freimanis bounce pass a little too hard. And Dragic brings it back. He gets it to the corner. Blažić. Now Omic, we'll see what he's got in his repertoire. He goes up with the left hand and banks it in.
And that's smart play there by Omic because nobody was playing it, was going there for a double team. And he's 2'15". He's hands down the tallest player on the floor. So you're going to look for him to score in one-on-one situations.
And the interception by Dragic. Now he's in the open floor. That's where he likes to be, and he is fouled by Bertans.
And you saw it before. If he gets the ball, he gets open court, he's attacking. He puts his head down, and he is aggressively going to the basket. He is looking to draw the foul. He was expecting it. This is the turnover rate. Look at the pickup. There he goes, right there. 3-on-2 situation, he's fouled. I mean, he is really attacking the basket. We saw it on those two possessions, one that he scored. I mean, what a strong take by Dragic.
Yeah, he's really likes to get to the rack. 3 fouls now on Latvia, none so far on Slovenia. We're nearly 4 minutes into the game here. Now Omic. And a foul playing defense down low on Kaspars Berziņš.
That is a simple call right there. It was right in front of the referee. The referee was looking at it, and the referees have been calling it with great consistency. Anytime that you check the player with a forearm, with a force, they are calling. Anytime that you put 2 hands on the player, immediately calling a foul. There has been no discussion in the group in Berlin that I saw.
Omic and Blažić doesn't go to the right. He goes to the left and gets it to go down. And now a needless turnover for Latvia.
And they're going to have to take care of the ball. You don't want to make these mistakes, these mental mistakes, because there was no pressure whatsoever on the passer.
And this is where Slovenia are really going to punish you if you don't take care of the ball.
Well, and look at the shot by Jaka Blažić. What a sweep around. I mean, he just somehow squeezed it around his defender. That was very difficult shot to make, but he does connect, and Omic was there to make sure on the rebound.
Klobuchar up top. Blazic. Now to Omic. Again, he scored once from that position already. Turns to his left. This time he has to put up a jumper. Kind of a fadeaway.
That was a good defense there by Freimanis. He held his own. Oh, it was Berzic, I'm sorry. Berzic on a one-on-one situation. Still no double team there from Team Latvia. They're going to go with a single coverage early on.
Quick pass inside to Freimanis, and he puts it up and in.
That's a great pick by Freimanis. He rolls quick to the open spot, and a touch pass there from the corner. Good execution by the Latvians.
Dragic passes it up inside the arc, gives it back to Blazic, and his shot is no good. Now the other way, Janicic, and Bertans fouled by Blazic.
That's a good use of the foul there, because the Slovenians were not set in their defense. That was their first defensive look, was the zone right there. Blazic got an open shot there from the top of the key, which is his favorite spot, if you ask me, at the 4 position. He's a very good shooter. We've seen games that he makes 3-4 3-pointers, so that was a good shot by Blazic.
So Blazic comes out of the game, and Prepelic, who has been a real threat for this Slovenia team. Of course, he played at last year's FIBA Basketball World Cup. He's a youngster.
He's a youngster, but he plays big.
And tough pass for Berzic to collect, and now Klobuchar with Slovenia to Prepelic.
That's a second costly turnover right there on the pass for the Latvians. They just have to tighten up.
Prepelic just 22 years of age. And Klobuchar.
That's a mismatch right there against Berzic.
And Klobuchar, his shot well short. That was a difficult one.
Well, I thought that US Dove is not happy with that. I thought he was expecting Klobuchar to penetrate against lots slower Berzic.
Tonics inside, it goes, and Freimanis, a nice.
And Freimanis is just taking no time. He's immediately putting up a shot on the roll if he's got an opening. A very heads-up play before Slovenians had a chance to set up. Again, zone defense we see by the Latvians. They stay in the zone.
Klobuchar back to Blazic now. Dragic gets in, takes the contact, and Omic shoots it over. I think Dragic was hoping to get the call.
That was good position defense there by the bigs of Latvia. I thought that they kept their ground. They met him with their chest. So that was a difficult call to make for the referees. A strong take again by Dragic.
Interesting substitution here with Janicic as you look at the replay and the foul by Prepelic. Janis Tima has come into the game, number 10 for Janicic.
I tell you what, he's an exciting player. If you talk about an all-around athlete, I think Janis Tima is the best athlete that Latvia's got at disposal.
Here he goes already, getting his hands, his first touch over to Berzic, and Berzic shows his soft touch.
And look at the big fella right here. He's 2 meters 10, the tallest player on Latvian team, and he just doesn't think twice about it and takes a long 2-pointer. It was a very long 2-pointer. If he took a half a step back, it would be a 3-pointer.
Latvia now up by 4, and Dragic answers with a 3-pointer.
That's a tough shot there by Dragic. And Tima just got to really make sure that he is close to it. He was close, but you got to go even closer if you got a hot shooter like Dragic.
Bertans over to Berzic. This is for 3, and it was too long. Klobuchar brings up the floor now for Slovenia. Prepelic left open, but passes up the 3, and the ball knocked out of bounds by Latvia.
That's a
little surprised he didn't take that 3.
Well, I think everybody was expecting. Look at it one more time right here. No, I don't. That's a tough call right there. I'm not sure if Omic touched it or not. Yeah, they changed the call. That's the right call. I think that was touched last.
This is Dragic with his 3-pointer that answered.
Look how close Tima was there. I mean, the scouting was done. He knew that he's guarding the best scorer and the shooter, playing with so much confidence. You have to go even closer.
And Dragic's reputation as a good jump shooter is enhanced the last couple of years. Certainly getting better. Here he is. Gets to the rack and gets swatted this time by Berzic.
What a block right there by Berzic.
The SWAT team.
Oh, he was ready for that one. Look at him one more time. A strong take again. Shot with the right hand, and Berzic is in the perfect position to swat it away. Oh, he's playing some big minutes here early on.
Well, the whiff of the quarterfinals is is in the air. And Miha Zupan comes into the game, number 13. Omic goes out. Now Blazic puts it up, and Janis Blums as well has checked in. The veteran gets that rebound over to Strelnieks. Strelnieks fakes the pass, puts it up, and draws the foul. He'll go to the line for 2.
Strelnieks is being very patient. You saw how he penetrated through the middle. He kind of hesitated there in midair. He was looking if one of his teammates is going to be open, one of the bigs. They were covered. Right here, look at it one more time. That's the replay. Great pick by Freimanis. And a smart, I would say, a smart shot there by Strelnieks. He takes the contact.
Strelnieks makes the first. So positive start for Strelnieks. He's got a black eye there.
It's a tough turnover. He said 5 games in 6 days, and the intensity I saw in Berlin, I'm not surprised that he's got a black eye.
Second one is good, so Latvia now up by 3. And Prepelic running the show up top here. So Klobuchar out of the game. And Zupan is a big guy, can shoot the 3. Here's Prepelic. And just kind of loses control as he goes up, but it's going to be Slovenia ball. Bagatskis questions that. Prepelic perhaps fortunate.
And this is exactly what you just said. Right now, Slovenia has got 2 players at a 4-5 position, a power forward and center spot. They can shoot a 3. So now the Latvians going to be very careful about the outside shot from all 5 positions.
Entry pass to Blazic, and he scores from about a couple of meters.
They just lose track of him right there from the inbounds play, and he takes a nice jumper.
Boy, Blazic last year, I remember really not getting much love from his coaches at us, but he's really turned to him this year.
And he's answering. He's answering the call. You saw the confidence on that shot.
Well, he's really had to step up. Freimanis puts it over to Blums. Strelnieks over to Tima for 3. It's online, but just a little long. Now, Blazic brings it back. Not much separating these 2 teams here in Lille. Slovenia finishing 3rd in Zagreb, and Latvia finishing 2nd in Riga in Group D. Oh, behind the back. Dragic goes in. Showtime.
What a shot right there. Drive, penetration, handles everything on that play you saw there from Dragic. Playing like a true leader.
Freimanis for 3. And Blazic. Now, Bagatskis was, you say he wants to shoot. He says take the open 3, but I think he wanted the pass inside that time.
8 points already there by Dragic.
There's Blazic again, gets in, puts it up and in! Nobody stepped over to help Blums.
That's very aggressive drives there by Blazic, by Dragic. I think that the Latvians just going to have to do a better job on one-on-one coverage from the outside.
Oh, what a reverse layup that time by Strelnieks.
But he plays it smart. You saw it right there in his eyes. He was really looking for his teammate. If he's open on the outside or the cutter, it wasn't, he takes the shot.
Dragic again gets to the rack and puts it up and in.
And this is the story for Slovenia, if you ask me. Just driving to the basket. There is no interior defense. There's no help side defense there by the Latvians. They're going to have to adjust.
Well, you know, Berezic has checked out of the game, and they haven't responded well with him out. We did see that one swat from him. Final seconds ticking off here in the first quarter. Not much difference with the game clock and shot clock. Strelnieks, step back. It's good. 3-pointer. And just like that, the tie game after 10 minutes played.
Perfect execution here by Strelnieks. He had Miha Zupan on him. He backed him off, takes a step back 3. Ideal. With 2 seconds, he nails it. No chance for the Slovenians to come back.
It's 2020 after the first quarter here in the opening game of the round of 16 between Latvia and Slovenia. Well, look at the shooting for both teams, extremely high.
it is surprising to me that Slovenia has not shot a free throw if you consider how hard they have been taken to the basket. That tells me that Latvia is not really doing their job defensively on stopping the drive. They have to step it up. They have to sacrifice some fouls. It is not possible that Slovenia is shooting such high percentage shots and they are doing nothing about it in terms of blocking or just taking the hard foul.
And 4 turnovers for Latvia, maybe a little on the high side, just 1 for Slovenia.
Well, that tells you that if you think about Coach Dov, he just really mentally expects 100% concentration from his team. And this is what's been happening so far with only 1 turnover.
Well, this is the second stint for Zadovs as the coach of Slovenia. We saw him coach at Eurobasket 2009. Did a great job of getting that team to 4th place, and then he took a break, but decided to come back after Eurobasket 2013. 2 evenly matched teams.
Absolutely. You have 2 teams that got a variety of ways that they can hurt you from the outside, from the inside, but more interchangeable players. Both of the that's why I think it is not biggest problem for the teams to match up. But Zoran Dragic, as you see him here on the take, this was the last spectacular drive when we weaved through the traffic. He's been a problem there for Latvia. This is probably topic number 1 there.
Well, Joksimovic has come into the game, capable point guard for Slovenia, number 1. He's got his hands on the ball right now. Now Zupan had a look for Pelic. Spreading the court, Nikolic also in the game, number 10 for Slovenia. Blooms. Now Vertans. Maheres. And they find Tima and a reach and the foul called on Nikolic.
There was a smart look right there because it was number 10 from Slovenia, Nikolic. He was overhelping on the curl. He was too concerned about the curl, and his player Tima just slipped underneath the basket. I'm looking for Bertans just to step it up. He had the first opening 3-pointer, but we have not seen him since.
Here's Maheres going up against Balazic. Takes the contact and really nowhere to go. And Joksimovic reaches up, so good job from Slovenia surrounding the low post threat there. Joksimovic misses, and Berzic, boy, they just look better defensively with Berzic on the floor.
They do, but I mean, he's going to have to take some breaks at the moment for the tournament. He's averaging 26 minutes per game, so they're going to have to find a way to play without him for those 14 minutes. More effectively on defense.
Well, here he is setting the pick. He rolls. Bertans forces it in. Good reach over by Nikolic to knock it away. Slovenia were looking for the pick and roll. Now Joksimovic up top. Shot clock down to 5. Zupan for 3. Nothing but the bottom of the net.
And we said it before, great passing between 4 and 5. Balazic to Zupan. Zupan squares up and he shoots it. He's a 5-man. He's got size on him, so defensively it's good for you, but he can nail down the open 3-pointer.
Tima in the alley-oop pass to Janis Blum.
Perfect look right there and a cut behind the defense there by Janis Blums.
For Pelic. He goes in and a runner shooting over Berzic.
I mean, he just challenged him on that shot. What a play there by Prepelic.
The scrap down low, foul called on Miha Zupan.
He raises his hand.
Interesting, Miha Zupan, you can see the earpiece that he has. He's legally deaf.
He is.
Fascinating story. And just overcome so many obstacles. Look at this.
He had to shoot that shot because there was only 3 seconds left on the shot clock. But before that, we also saw the shot block by him.
Bertans up top. Blooms. Back to Berzic. And Majerus catches it down low, puts it up, and draws the foul.
That's a great passing between the big men. A simple play up high-low. Berzin's just looking there for Majerus, who catches it in traffic. He's able to turn and lay it in. He didn't dunk it, but he still took a lot of contact on that shot.
Look at this.
Yeah, right there on the left hand by Nikolic.
Great call by the referee.
Nikolic was trying to recover because he was caught off guard. But a good composure by Majerus.
A play like that, you just need to go ahead and commit the foul and make sure he doesn't score the basket. And the scrap for the rebound, pulled down by Zupan. Fans still coming into the arena here in Lille, the first round of 16 games at this Eurobasket. Joksimovic into the corner. Blazic drives in, tries to go under, was denied. The ball goes out of bounds over to Latvia.
And that's a good position defense there by Latvia. They didn't go for the block in that situation, but just kind of slid two players in between. There was no space there for Blazic to go.
Joksimovic comes out, gets the low 5 from Sadovski. And Zoran Dragic comes back into the game. You know, Dragic was so good at the last Eurobasket. If his brother hadn't been there, he might have been the one to make the all-tournament team. Hugely important. Now Berzic. What a touch.
How did you see that? I mean, he just looked off Zupan. There was nobody there was nobody cutting to give it the pass to, so he just shot the turnaround jumper from free throw line. What a soft touch though for a big guy, 2 meters 10.
Well, it's a 1-point game. And Blooms. So the foul called on Blooms, his first.
A very tactical fight, I would say, right now, because the teams are doing the right things offensively. I think they are not doing a poor job defensively, especially now. Latvia is shutting down the middle better against the penetrations.
Prepelic for 3, that's going to be short. And good hustle from Prepelic. Latvia standing around, and the extra effort helps Slovenia. Nikolic with the tap in.
And that's exactly what you have to do. Extra effort, hustle, give up your body, go for the loose ball. Pays off for Slovenia.
And the bump and the foul called on Dragic.
And finally, we see something from Bertans. He made the opening three-pointer, but he was a bit quiet in the last 15 minutes almost. Now he takes the drive and gets fouled by Dragic going to the basket.
And Janic's coming back into the game for Tima. I guess with Janicic, you've got a lot more experience out there.
And more of a ball handling ability, I would say, because right now they're going basically with a 3-guard front there, Latvians, with Blooms, Janicic, and Bertans.
9 years the difference. Janicic's 32 years of age. Tima comes out. He's 23. So that free throw knocks it at 27. Here he goes again. Zoran Dragic throws it out to Zupan. Wide open. And good hustle from Blazic to knock it out. Again, Dragic penetrates, puts it up and in.
What a tough shot by him. He just jumped into the defender, was hanging in the air there for a while, and just lays it over the defender. It is a difficult shot to make.
And good defensive pressure there from Slovenia, challenging the pass. It goes out of bounds. And Georgia, some substitutions here.
But I'm so impressed here with Zoran Dragic. I mean, he's already up to 12 points and scoring in double digits. And I mean, if you compare that to play in 2013 in Slovenia, I mean, he is just taking it to a completely different level. I mean, the strength on his drive is unbelievable.
Yeah, it really is. They scouted Latvia well. Klobuchar back in, Blazic for 3. Small. Strelnieks brings it up the floor over to Janicic. There's his set to pick and roll. Here he's going to go again. And instead, it's going to be a 3-pointer from Janicic.
A tough shot after the pick and roll. I thought he was pretty well guarded, but he decides to go for the three-pointer. He's arguing or saying something to his teammates, maybe go for the faster roll, but nonetheless he nails the three-pointer.
And the miss from Slovenia now.
As far as the substitutions, we got number 33 for Latvia, Martins Meyers there. So they go with two big bodies there with Berzins and Meyers.
Meyers trying to battle down low against Omic, who's back in the game for Slovenia. Here he is. Let's see what he's got in his arsenal. And he puts it up and draws the foul on Omic.
And that was, I think that was a lapse right there defensively by Omic. You saw Meyers just cutting through the lane. He established the position close to the basket. And then it's an easy job. If you got a big man 1 meter away from the basket on your back, there's a good chance that you're gonna finish. This was the play before. A three-pointer there by Yanni Chenox. I think Omic just has to be more aware of the weak side cut. He just did not protect the basket there on Meyers.
Well, at the free throw line today now, Latvia 3 of 6. Slovenia have yet to attempt a free throw.
Well, it's 16 minutes of play.
And it's an interesting point that you make because they have been putting the ball on the floor and driving to the basket. Klobuchar gets the pick. Now Omic rolls, gets it back. He's going to go to town. He puts it up, but shoots it over the rim. Now Strelnieks back for Latvia. Bertans. And it goes. Oh, good powerful move, but he doesn't finish. And he puts it back up and in. Meyers, so Latvia extend the advantage to 4 points, and Zadovs has seen enough. He calls a timeout.
Look at the penetration here. Drop-off pass. Meyers goes there. And he gets his own board. That's good tenacity right there by the Latvian. It just pays off to stay with the ball. You have to stay with the ball till the end. And that's 2 points there for Latvia and a timeout for Slovenia.
Well, what a joy it is to be here in Lille, France. It's the opening day of the round of 16.
Looking at the Slovenian huddle, I'm also looking at the screen in front of me with the stats. And you know what is standing out too? Not only the free throws, but the number of assists. We got 10 assists there for Latvia, only 5 for Slovenia. I was actually expecting the Slovenians to be picking apart the defense of Latvia more, but it is the other way around. Truly, at the moment, Latvia is playing more of a team basketball than Slovenia. And it is paying off. It is shown that's why they are 4 points ahead.
So now some token full court pressure here. Omic hands it off. Klobuchar. Dragic again gets in the lane, loses control of the ball.
He just lost control. The defense was good, but Dragic just loses the ball.
Well, one of the Slovenian players has gone down like a sack of wheat, and Bertans strikes again.
It was Dragic just getting caught up on the screen, and you cannot leave Bertans this wide open. He knocked the first 3 down. Look at it one more time right here. Just too much time. Wide open look. He took his time to finish that 3-point play.
7-point lead, the biggest of the game for Latvia. Here it is again. Bertans, look at Dragic looking for the call. Bertans just pops the 3.
And give credit to the big fella to set some solid screen there on Dragic.
Well, Bertans and Strelnieks each with 7 points to lead Latvia. Klobuchar, the lefty for 3. He answers!
That is a huge basket there for Slovenia. They hit a drought at the moment. He couldn't do anything right offensively, and Klobuchar just comes up with a big 3-pointer from the 45-degree angle.
Good defense from Dragic. Bertans looks for space. Hermanis hands it off to Strelnieks. Maheres gives it back to Bertans from the left, and ball stays out. Janicic fights for the rebound, but Klobuchar knocks it over to Slokar.
Good defense by the Slovenians on that possession. Difficult shot.
Prepelic for three. Go! Prepelic!
Are you kidding me? That was from good 8 meters right in front of us.
It's raining. He brings rain with this one, folks. Look at the arc. Where'd the ball go? Here it is.
Nothing but an island, Jeff. I mean, it was a perfect shot. And look at the emotions there on the bench of the Slovenian team. They are coming back with vengeance.
Well, it was a 7-point deficit for Slovenia, but they have cut it back to just 1 point. Well, what a game. 2 evenly matched opponents. And I think this says a lot about the competition. There is a lot of parity. Look at 3-point shooting. Slovenia with 5 threes, 4 threes for Latvia. When you think of Latvia, you think of the long ball, don't you?
Oh, absolutely. This is the Baltic style of basketball. I mean, they got some big bodies. This was the turnovers and the assists. 11-6, the turnover assist ratio there for Latvia. 7-3 for Slovenia. So a little bit better there for Slovenia with having only 3 turnovers and 7 assists. But at the same time, that's a good point that you're making. I mean, from Latvia, you would just really expect 5 interchangeable players, all capable of outside shooting. But now it's Slovenia making
That's
a
kind
comeback.
of the way it is in the Baltics, isn't it?
Well, I think that
they learn to shoot threes before they learn to shoot layups.
But historically, I think that now Lithuania's got some big bodies there under the basket. But for the Latvians, they have not had a dominant center, so to speak. So they just you expect them to live and die with the outside shot.
Well, then it goes to Strelnieks now. He's been a key figure here for Latvia. Bertans inside, and up it goes, and it's Fremanis, Roland Fremanis, but...
And that's a reading the defense. It's just a slip from the screen. You have to be very alert if you're Slovenian.
Now Prepelic. Dragic fouled out on the perimeter by Bertans. It's only the second for Latvia. Now, when Slovenia commit fouls the rest of the way here, this Latvia team will shoot free throws. But so far for Slovenia, we haven't seen a free throw.
It's so difficult to guard Dragic because he is such a good 3-point shooter that you have to respect his outside shot. And his pump fakes are so fast, and then he puts it immediately on the floor and draws the foul.
He is fearless. Klobuchar drives in, loses control of it. Not sure if Strelnieks got a hand on it to knock it away. So coming out of the timeout, Latvia seemed to have restored. And I don't know if that was a pass or an alley-oop, but a foul has been called on Slovenia.
I think it was a shot right there. We saw it before a couple of times that Strelnieks just kind of hesitates on his drives and is really looking for the commitment for the defense.
That foul was called on Balazic.
Yep, it is.
And that is his first foul. Just 1:31 remaining here in the first half, and Strelnieks makes the first. I wonder if you would think either of these teams is more battle-tested. Look at that line from Strelnieks. 8 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds. Goodness me.
That is a solid line right there. I mean, if you get this from your point guard, that's a huge boost.
And 1 black eye. Look at that. If he gets another black eye, he'll have a double-double in that department as well. Now that shows, when you see a player with a black eye, that's toughness, isn't it?
That tells you how much contact a player like him takes on the penetration.
What do you think was a tougher group? Coming out of Riga, where you had both Baltic teams, the Czech Republic, who were very good, and I'm not just saying that because you're Czech. And you also had Belgium, Ukraine, and then in Zagreb you had Slovenia, Greece, Croatia, Netherlands play really tough defense.
I think it's
Georgia.
really difficult to compare the groups, almost impossible.
Now we've talked about this free throw disparity, and we've seen Slovenia going, so defensively Latvia must be doing something right, even though they've given away some layups in the first quarter.
They are very disciplined on spending their fouls. They are spending them early on the drive, so Slovenia is not getting to the free throw line. When they get on the drive and they get into the act of shooting, They just don't foul. They go for the clean block. They keep the rule of verticality. This is what we've been seeing from Latvia.
Well, Janicic and Bagatskis. Well, Bagatskis was a great player in his day, wasn't he?
And immediately after finishing his playing career, he started his coaching career. He's been coach for 10 years now. A coach of the Latvian national team since 2010 when he took over Kęstutis Kemzūra, the Lithuanian coach.
Yeah, and he did a good job when that Eurobasket was staged in Lithuania, but they didn't get the results. But they had a young team as well. Now Balazic for three, and coming right out of the TO, Balazic strikes.
And we said it before, Jure Balazic is a type of a player that if you give him a free look, he's going to take a three-pointer. That is his game.
Well, that's his first 3 points. Now Strelnieks and a kick. So they're going to reset the shot clock to 14.
That's the shot right there by Balazic from the corner. Great pick. He's coming down the pick on the baseline, squares up. This is why it is so difficult for the Latvians to keep, they always have to keep track of him. They cannot help so much.
Strelnieks passes back out. Janicic steps inside, and the tip up from Maheris no good, and back to Slovenia. Now if they score here, Latvia will get a timeout to draw up the last play. Prepelic whips it over to Balazic, spins, gets inside, and puts it up and in, and a couple of baskets in a row here.
And look at the footwork there by Jure Balazic. I mean, he took it to the baseline, then goes there with the spin move, pump fake. I mean, he did it all on that move right here. Let's look at him one more time in slow motion. He draws the contact, spins to the baseline, comes back with the right sweeping hook. Oh, what a play right there by Jure Balazic.
Spin to the right, spin to the left, put it up and score. Well, the footwork is just so crucial, isn't it? And the Slovenians liking it. The Latvia have called the timeout, and they'll try to run it down to about probably 5 seconds, I would guess.
Yeah, they will try to set up the last shot, but still there's a 2.5 seconds difference.
But that is even right there. And you know, the difference is what you don't see, the free throws that have been made by Latvia. That's the difference. That's where they've got 6 points at the line. You know, there's 2 more three-pointers for Slovenia.
But if you ask me honestly, I was really expecting a close game from this because the matchups are good between these two.
Yeah, absolutely. Not much to separate these two teams.
That's why I said in the beginning, small, tiny details will decide the outcome of this game. Trust me, in the second half, when it's going to go down to crunch time, the details like loose ball, boxing out, just the pure fundamentals of basketball, they will be only magnified as the game goes on.
But you know, if you look at it from a historical context, the past decade or so, Slovenia has been the team that has gone to the FIBA Basketball World Cup in 2006, 2010, 2014, and not Latvia. So Latvia have played well, but right now it's knotted at 40. That is a high-scoring game. And Strelnieks takes it down to 10 seconds now. He's going to start the motion. 7 seconds, 6 on the shot clock. Blooms with 4. Blooms at the line. Go! Perfect execution. Prepelic, the long heave up the floor. So Latvia execute well there at the end of the first half. Here it is again.
That's a mismatch right there that he had on Uroš Slokar. Just waited patiently to the last second of the shot clock.
42-40, Latvia on top. George, the free throws, 6 of 9 for Latvia.
But look at the percentage from 2 points there for Latvia. 12 for 70 for 71%. That is sizzling hot if you ask me.
Yeah, the coach isn't going to be happy.
And that's a patience on execution. They are playing smart basketball offensively.
Pretty even on the boards. 12 assists for Latvia. Now, Slovenia did a little bit better in that department there in the second quarter. And really, Latvia turned the ball over less. They only had 2 turnovers in the second quarter.
But still, you see the maturity of both teams, because anytime that you keep it around 10 for the whole game, that's a very good result. So 6 and 4 respectively at halftime. I think both coaches can be very happy with the way the players are taking care of the ball.
Yeah, terrific performances. We've spoken about Zoran Dragic, but Balazic, you know, it's clearly these are teams. They're not individuals. They're getting a lot of contributions from different players. Point, scoring, everything. So an exciting 20 minutes to determine who moves on to the quarterfinals coming our way. So we're at halftime. It's 42-40. Latvia on top of Slovenia.
Allez, on se retrouve dans le stade Pierre-Mauroy, quelque part, ici dans les tribunes. Et j'ai derrière moi mon ami Frankie. Je ne sais pas pourquoi il est venu précédemment ici. Je crois qu'il veut quelque chose. Frankie, tu as une demande particulière. Ah, ça c'est cool. Chers amis, Frankie veut des petits bisous, des petits câlins. Et il vous fait également gratuitement des petits câlins. Alors, est-ce qu'il y en a qui veulent des petits câlins là? Oui. Allez, venez faire un petit câlin. Voilà, câlin gratuit, garanti. Allez, qui est-ce qui veut faire des petits câlins? C'est sympa, c'est mignon. Et ah voilà, regardez. Oh, c'est le plus beau câlin pour l'instant. Hein. Celui-là, il est magnifique. Vraiment superbe. Voilà, tout ça se fait dans la discrétion, on est hors caméra, mais vous pouvez toujours retrouver Frankie vous attend pour des gros câlins gratuits. Ça c'est quand même vraiment hyper sympa. Je trouve que pour démarrer la journée sur ce premier match, c'est l'idéal. Oh oui. Gros câlin gratuit. Free Alex. With the official mascot of the Eurobasket 2015, Frankie. Vite les gars. Je vais faire un câlin à Frankie là dans ça. Allez. Regardez, c'est mignon. On a deux petits loups sympathiques là qui sont venus voir Frankie. Ils ont vraiment eu peur de ne pas pouvoir l'approcher. Il y a un petit peu de monde, mais ils sont là, ils sont ravis. Génial, bravo les garçons.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to point out the statistics from the first half for Latvia. The leading scorer with 9 points is Yanis Strelniek, and the leading scorer for Slovenia is Zoran Dragic with 12 points. As for rebounds, the number one rebounder for Latvia is Kaspars Berhins. And for Slovenia, it's Jaka Blažić. And for assists, we have two players from Latvia with 4 assists, Daidis Bertans and once again Yanis Strelniek.
On revient sur la première mi-temps avec un score de 42 à 40 pour la Lettonie. On vous parle des meilleurs marqueurs pour l'équipe de Lettonie. C'est Janis Strelniek avec 9 paniers. On passe ensuite au meilleur passeur, au meilleur rebondeur. Il s'agit de Kaspars Berhins, le numéro 14. Ensuite, le meilleur passeur, ex-aequo, nous avons Daidis Bertans. C'était l'homme du match que vous avez dit de suivre. Et également le numéro 13, Janis Strelniek. Et pour la Slovénie, le meilleur marqueur de la première mi-temps, Zoran Dragic, le numéro 12. Et ensuite, le meilleur rebondeur, c'est Jaka Blažić. Et le meilleur passeur, Klobuchar.
Voilà les amis, si vous êtes toujours en manque de petits câlins, surtout n'hésitez pas. Frankie est encore avec vous pour cette séquence Free Hugs. Et puis de temps en temps il kiss cam, vous voyez comme ça. Normalement, monsieur, il faut faire un petit bisou à votre voisine, c'est bien. Oui, bravo. Kiska, bravo. Bien joué, hein. Ne manquez pas de faire un petit bisou à votre voisin. Dès que vous êtes comme ça encarté dans un joli cœur. Appelez Kiss Cam. Ce sont les caméras indiscrètes dont je vous parlais tout à l'heure en début de programme. N'oubliez pas, hein, le petit bisou obligatoire dans le cœur.
(42-40), Latvia on top of Slovenia here in the opening game of the round of 16 at Eurobasket 2015. And George Zidek, Latvia got up by 7 points. Slovenia came back, tied it, and then right at the very end, Janis Blooms hit a jump shot as the clock wound down to put Latvia in front.
Boy spoke about it before. I think this is a great matchup between these teams. They match up really well. They know each other. I think they have done a good job of scouting. So we have a very tight game. The stats that really the team stats that stand out. The first one was there were no free throws they're taken by the Slovenians, and I think that Latvia simply is spending their fouls extremely wisely. They are not committing any fouls when in the act of shooting. They always commit the foul before on the floor. It is not that Slovenia is not attacking the basket. That is not the case. They've been attacking the basket, but Latvia is there with a very smart defense. And there's another very interesting stat I want to bring out. 0 points on fast breaks. That tells you that both of the teams are playing some extremely conservative basketball. They are always thinking about going back on safety defense. They are not giving up any easy points. On the other side, this is the mantra of all coaches. Score some easy points, get a rebound, and run. It is not happening in this game so far. So that's also why maybe we have such a tie game.
Well, we've had 6 lead changes. The game's been knotted on 6 occasions. Slovenia have come into this after making it to the round of 16 at the FIBA Basketball World Cup. They lost to the USA. Ultimately, in fact, they made it to the quarterfinals. There's Zoran Dragic. Dragic with 12 points, 3 of 6 inside the arc. What do you see as the keys to the second half, Jordan?
For Slovenia, I would look for at least a little bit more establishing on the post. I think they have been doing it on the drives from the guards and with the outside shot. Outside shot, it was taken even by the big man, by Balajic, by Zupan. But I think they do need Ovid to step it up and score 2-3 baskets on inside just to keep Latvian defense honest, just to have balance offensively. If I speak about Latvia, I think they will stay with the same concept of the game. They will go with perfect passing.
So you saw those great drives by Dragic. Second half action underway here in Lille between Latvia and Slovenia. The Latvians up 42-40. They've come here from Group D in Riga where they hosted it, and inside quickly it goes to Timma.
And this is exactly what I called for, the precision passing of Latvia and great cut, reading the defense.
Up to Balazic, and the long jump shot, the long rebound to Timma, and quickly Bertans for Latvia, and he's fouled by Klobuchar.
And right there you saw the open court, and Bertans, if he sees that, he's attacking, he's drawing fouls. We saw that also in the first half.
Another look at Bertans getting fouled. So Timma gets the start here in the third quarter. And he gets it inside the Berzins. He goes right at Omic. Ball rims out, and Janicic sneaks in there for the rebound. Strelnieks pulls up for the jumper. He has been outstanding today.
He has been solid and so effective. He's up to 11 points. He's got 5 assists and 3 rebounds. That's a great contribution.
And turnover for Slovenia. So a shaky start here to the third quarter for Slovenia. Again.
Look at it right there. I mean, what a great help by Tima on the pick and roll. He's really stepping up and putting a lot of pressure there on the passer.
Strelnieks. And has the ball batted away, and now Dragic, and that fast break you were talking about. Blažić goes in for the dunk.
Good steal by Slovenia. I think that they have to bring out their on-the-ball pressure a lot more than they did in the first half.
Well, Blažić with 6 points. Seems like he scored more than that. Janicic hands it off to Berzins. Now Tima. And his pass goes out of bounds. That was a wild miscommunication.
That was a wild pass right there by Tima. He jumped up, and then when he was in the air, he was looking for who to pass it to.
That was a turnover. So just when it looked like Slovenia were just reeling a little bit, they come out and they make a play on defense. And Latvia pressure the ball. Dragic there on our screens talking to the referee, trying to plead for a foul. Bertans has the tough assignment on Dragic. Blažić now into Blažić. Tima guarding him. Blažić, soft touch, but well short. Good defense from Tima. Bounce pass, and Berzins goes in strong and draws the foul. And Omic, it's a tough assignment for him. The help comes from Klobuchar. And Klobuchar, I believe, has picked up the foul. So
we saw that in the first half also. Immediately, there was a pick, there was a Freimanis, I think, in the first half. He just goes and takes it at the basket. This is the attack that you would expect from your big man. He doesn't go for the dunk, but I mean, he surely is fouled.
And again, it's worth repeating, so far, this Latvia team, 7 of 10 at the free throw line, and Slovenia have yet to attempt a free throw.
I mean, at this level, with the intensity that we have seen at Eurobasket, it is a surprising stat.
Free throw is good, so the lead goes back to 6. So 8 of 11 now at the free throw line for Latvia. Klobuchar out to Dragic. Little fake, gets in the lane and drives and draws the foul.
We saw that before in the first half. Zoran Dragic is so aggressive there on the drive. Again, he kind of fakes out his defender, puts his head down, just attacks the ball, attacks the basket relentlessly. That's a third foul right here.
And the first free throw for Slovenia. So Janicic with the 3 fouls. No, Darius Bertans was the foul. And Tima. So 3 fouls on Darius Bertans. And the lead now 48 to 44. The pick from Berzins. Bertans wasn't able to make the pass. Now with 10 on the shot clock, Bertans drives in, and a foul called on Zoran Dragic.
He got caught up on the screen right there, fought around it, but Berzins down with him. That's a big screen right there and the grab. And I said it before, anytime the defender puts 2 hands on the player, they call an immediate foul.
But George, we're watching this game in a football stadium here in Lille, and they've converted it, a part of it, into this magnificent basketball arena here for the Eurobasket.
What a perfect setup.
Janicic Ball goes off of Klobuchar, and Klobuchar walks over to the referee and says he didn't touch it, but I agree with the referee. I think it went off Slovenia.
Absolutely agree. I think Klobuchar was trying. He decided after touching it that he was going to try it. Oh, right here. I mean, that's a clean call.
And the drive, and Slovenia stand firm, and they get it back up by 4. So a missed opportunity for Berzic and Latvia. I just wonder, talking about the experience level and more success for Slovenia really the past decade, at what point that experience, that psychology comes into it? Can Latvia continue to play with a lead? And a foul called on Janicic.
Well, that's a good point that you're making. I think down the road, if in the last 5 minutes, if it's going to be a close game, this surely the experience from the big events that you mentioned for Slovenia could play a role.
So that's the first personal. The interesting thing as well with Latvia, though, and nice pass inside to Omic, but he is swatted by Berzic. And quickly, in transition, Strelnieks drives in, absorbs the contact, and makes the shot.
That is such a difficult shot there by Strelnieks. He takes the contact, falls on his back, and shoots over the defender.
Well, great defensive play from Berzic, but what a performance we're watching from Strelnieks. He's been the player of the game for Latvia. A foul out on the perimeter on Blooms. Talking about the mentality or the mental fortitude of Latvia, let's don't forget that they were down 15 points against Estonia. There's the swat, and it triggers the fast break.
But if you go back to that game that you're just talking about, I think that the key factor also was the support of the whole crowd.
Yeah.
This is what I said before. Can Latvia transfer from a very friendly stadium here to neutral ground? And I think they have done a good job.
Blazic with 5 on the shot clock. It goes to Berzic, and Berzic is able to affect the shot. It was a tough shot. And the foul called on Slovenia on Mihai Zupan.
On the rebound, yep. But
look at this challenge again. Yeah, the little push from Zupan.
But look at Berzic, just very conservative there. How he challenges the penetration. Great job by the big guys of Latvia. They are not coming down with their hands down. They are not giving the referees a chance to call a foul.
Bertans and Propelic come in, got his hand on that. 8 on the shot clock. Janicic goes in, and he traveled. He just kind of hesitated, and it didn't look right, did it?
It did not. He stopped on the dime. Then when he was making a turn back, the pivot foot just kind of lifted there, and the referee was standing immediate vicinity, so he called a foul.
Slovenia was just 4 points in the second half, coming up on the midway point of the third quarter. Turnovers, Latvia with 9. And Slovenia, now look at the pressure from Latvia. 6 turnovers for Slovenia, and they almost had another one. So Strelnieks takes a breather. Bertans in the game, and 7 seconds on the shot clock, so they've got to really push it up the floor quickly. Blazic goes in, puts it up, and again, the giant figure of Berzic goes over and affects the shot. Blooms from the left corner. Now Propelic with the rebound. Propelic back to Zupan. Thought about it, but then Berzic came out, got his hands up. Zupan backs up the smaller Blooms outside to Blazic for 3. And Berzic is playing huge minutes, and he is playing well.
Well, he's been a key figure there for Latvia. Defensively, it is not just about his size, 2 meters 10, but the quickness with which he's patrolling the lane.
Bertans bounce pass. Berzic over to Janicic, and Blazic sort of pushed off on Tim and maybe got away with one. And behind the back pass from Dragic, and Zupan missed the layup. But then he goes back up strong.
He stayed with that. I mean, it was a lane. I thought he was just surprised that nobody challenged that shot. Gets his own rebound and goes back.
And good hands from Balazic. And Slovenia come up with a steal. Another turnover for Latvia. Dragic goes behind his back. Razzle-dazzle, passes back outside. Balazic. Now he gets inside. And Slovenia bring it back.
That's patience right there. There was nothing in the first situation, so they pulled out.
Well, Prepelic misses, but a push called on Janicic. And that is his second foul. So Strelnick's coming back into the game. And Freemanis is going to come in for Berzic as well. So Janicic's out, Berzic. And this is an interesting, look at the play from Dragic. He really does have some flash to his game, doesn't he?
I mean, the quickness and the energy that he puts into his drive, he just sets up his teammates.
Entry pass and good D from Timma. Almost comes up with a steal. Dragic can't stand up, but it'll be a travel. And the players get tied up, and now there's a little bit of afters there, and Dragic just gets up and walks away from it.
I mean, Dragic is an intense player. We saw him before driving. He was getting upset talking with the referee. And Timma, we said it before, look at the replay right here. I mean, he's an intense player himself. Probably, to me, the best athlete that Latvia got. Look at a little bit of a shove there at the end. I mean, Dragic just did not like that.
Timma was not backing down, but neither was Dragic. 3.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter.
I think expect a lot more of this kind of situation because now we got 13.5 minutes to go into the game.
But we saw a little bit of this with Slovenia when they were playing the Netherlands. You know, things got really tight. And they were really scrapping away in that game as well. You know, you got to lay it on the line now. 13.5 minutes to go. It's do or die. Dragic for three. And Bertans was able to get position, tapped it over to his teammate in Latvia. Bring it back. Strelniak in the lane, hands it off to Freemanis, who puts it up and misses. A little bit of a quick hand in there from Slovenia may have put him off that shot.
But good position there for Freemanis to take that shot. He should have finished it.
Now the pass inside to Zupan, and oh, he misses the layup. And back outside to Timma.
That's the second time actually in this half that Michal Zupan is missing an easy shot right around the basket.
Well, the first time he missed it, Zupan was able to get his rebound and put it back up and in, but not that time. Freemanis just behind the line. And Prepelic with the rebound. A little bit, you can see applauding his player.
But a little bit of an offensive struggle on both sides, if you ask me. Right now, not much is clicking for both teams offensively.
Good crowd here in Lille. And Prepelic bumped up top.
You have to wonder if maybe right now a little bit of fatigue is setting in. I said it again to the viewers. These guys played 5 games in 6 nights in the group. Immediately after finishing the 5th game, they got on the plane, made a transfer here to Lille, France. They just had one short practice yesterday, and now they have to play again a do-or-die elimination game.
Now here's in the game. Quite clearly, when Berzic is on the floor for Latvia, they're a different team. He makes a huge difference defensively in that low post. Prepelic makes the first.
And it is not only about the block shots. He's altering a lot of shots, and he's making the penetrators also think about attacking the basket when he is in the game.
And the 22-year-old Prepelic makes the second. So now free throw opportunities, and crucially for Slovenia, they're 4-4 at the line. They went the entire first half without getting a free throw. Bertans. And boy, he really put his head down and went to the basket and drew the foul from Balazic.
He's been shooting the ball so well from the outside that he's keeping the defense honest. And if he gets on the drive, you're right. I mean, he just goes hard. Right here, there was a lot of contact there from the beginning.
Just a little bit of a foul. So 2 free throws. Well, Balazic, you know, can't fault him. He's like, I'm going to make him earn it, and sure enough. He doesn't make the free throw. So now 67% at the line, 8 of 12 for Latvia. He makes the second to take it back to a 3-point lead. Slokar going to come in for Balazic.
Look at the partial scores at the quarters. First quarter, 20-20. Second quarter, 22-20. Third quarter, 9-8. I mean, this game is just staying dead even throughout.
Well, Prepelic brings it up. He's running the point. Dragic is on the bench. Here he is. Prepelic drives in, though. A little bit of a crazy shot. Remanis over to Blooms. Bertans for three. And Omic grabs the board.
He had a good look at the basket.
Balazic over to Slokar. Haven't seen much from Slokar. Now Omic trying to post up Remanis. Prepelic reluctant to make the pass over. Now Omic inside, and that's not good enough. Prepelic gets the ball just before it goes out of bounds. I don't get the feeling, George, when Omic catches it in that low post, that he's gonna get that point.
He doesn't have the confidence in the shot. I thought he looked too mechanical, just backing in his defender. And at the same time, I don't think, looking at his teammates, that they just really believe that he can perform there. That's why they don't look for him so much on the post-up.
Almost played at the World Cup last year. And the nice dump to Fremanis, and he misses another one. They could not have asked for a better opportunity here in the final minute of the third quarter. And Blazic explodes to the basket.
What a challenge right there by Blazic. Just immediately kicks it right to the rim. And that's a costly mistake on the other side by Fremanis.
Fremanis for three. And foul called against Slovenia. Well, Fremanis, you feel for him, but it was a 4-point swing there.
But what a confidence. Immediately he comes back with a three-pointer, so he didn't really think about that missed shot.
Here he is again, putting up the three.
And that's the hole right there. 2 hands on your player, immediately called by the referees. This is a standard throughout the whole Eurobasket.
So Bertans takes a seat. Maher's at the line. And the free throw good. Nice release there. Eric Maher's a 24-year-old. He played back in 2011. And the free throw's good. So the final 28 seconds here of the third quarter, George. Slovenia don't want to take it too soon, do they? Slokar is going to back up his man, and he's going to put it up and in.
And this is what I've been calling for, some insides present. They need somebody to score points from the inside. Uros Slokar answers that.
Well, I thought they might take the clock down a little bit more, but they left Latvia with plenty of time. Great defense. Janicic is fouled out on the perimeter, and that's free throws. And a mistake by Slovenia.
That is not a heads-up play there by Slovenia. Number 10, Nikolic commits a foul with only 1.3 seconds, and he gives 2 free throws there to Latvia. And that foul, you know, Coach Doss is just looking and shaking his head. That foul was it was like 8 meters there from the basket, well beyond the three-point line. There was absolutely no chance of any kind of a danger there for Slovenia.
And this is also the problem when you take that, you know, they could have taken the clock down more on their possession. He makes both. 1.3 seconds now. He's going to hurl one, and he gets it up, and not too far off. But that shot at the end, just like they got it at the end of the second quarter, they have a 55-52 lead, Latvia over Slovenia. Well, 58% shooting, still a good percentage for Latvia, but that's dropped a little bit.
The three-pointers on both sides just right around 30. So I think that if they raise it up to 40, that will be the target that they're looking for. We saw 4 free throws taken and scored by Slovenia, so they are finally getting to the free throw line. Slovenia holding an edge there on rebounds, 29-23. Turnovers 10-8, so it's a few more turnovers. And finally, just looking at the team stats here, 6 fast break points there for Slovenia and 2 for Latvia. So finally, the Slovenians, even though they are not doing it from the inside on the post-up situations, at least they got 6 points on the fast break. They had 0 at halftime.
Well, how will this Slovenia team react? You know, we've talked about it, the experience level. They've got a lot of players that have played in some big games. You know, Latvia were going through qualifying last year for the Eurobasket. This team played at the FIBA Basketball World Cup. They played in Gran Canaria with Australia, with Angola, with Korea, with some good teams. They advanced to that next round. They won a game against the Dominican Republic. Strelnieks has been terrific for Latvia, and it really is now, this final 10 minutes, Latvia have to show what they're made of.
I think on both sides you're going to see some crucial plays, and I think it's expected that the team's going to go to their main guys, and on that side is Strelnieks.
Strelnieks has been terrific, though, hasn't he? Look at the range of shots that he's hitting, especially on that layup. He absorbed the contact.
Of a big guy.
Yeah, incredible. Third quarter underway here in Lille, France. And look at the score. 55-52 Latvia. Excuse me, fourth quarter. And Mers goes up for the alley-oop dunk.
And that's a great execution when you're coming out of the huddle. You like your players to execute perfectly. And I think Coach Bagatskis is very happy about that.
So fourth quarter starts with a bang for Latvia. Now Slokar, great footwork, the little fake, but he doesn't finish, and Mers, who just put up a highlight reel play, gets the rebound.
I think that Slokar feels he's got an advantage there against Mers because he's a younger, a lot lighter.
And a foul down low on Slovenia. So dangerous moments here for Slovenia, trailing by 5.
Foul is on number 55.
That was on Slokar. Was off the ball somewhere. I mean, I really didn't see that situation, but chance for Latvia to extend their lead. 5 at the moment.
A good play by Strelnieks, throws it off of Klobuchar. Instead of committing the 5-second violation, there's 14 on the shot clock. Passes outside, Janicic. Strelnieks. Over to Mers, and I thought he was about to become the X factor there if he'd hit that.
That would have been a huge shot if they connected on that one with it up to 8 points. Now they have to play defense.
Dragic has been a little quiet here offensively for the last few minutes. Blazic instead drives in, gets it to Omic, and loses it, and then Blazic got it, missed it, and that triggers a fast break. And then Blues couldn't control it for Latvia.
That was 4-on-2 situation. I was almost counting that basket there for Latvia. Look at that one more time. Just that pass slipped out of hands of Blooms, and he is not able to chase it down. That's a heartbreaker there for Slovenia. And that was the first play. This is what you have to like. This is an energy boost there for Latvia because they came out of the huddle. Between the huddle between third and the fourth quarter, and they executed that play perfectly.
Well, it could have been worse for Slovenia, but here they go. Klobuchar in the swat from Mers. He is the X factor.
Look at Mers just picking up, and Mers is left off.
He's got the alley-oop dunk. He's made 2 plays defensively. Number 5, playing big for Latvia here in the fourth quarter. And the pass to Blooms in the corner.
Janis Blooms is a great shooter. That was a good setup there. There was a breakdown of the zone defense there for Slovenia.
But he hasn't, Blooms hasn't really been on target today so far. Still a long way to go. Klobuchar takes the handoff and draws the foul. from Strelnieks.
We spoke about before that maybe Latvia does not have the type of centers that like Jonas or Jonas of Lithuania, that they would give them the ball on the inside and let them operate back to the basket. But boy, am I impressed with their defensive play. Great athletes that patrol the lane.
And ball goes out of bounds. Another turnover against Slovenia. Gives it back to Latvia.
That was a good effort there by Slovenia. Dragic was really looking at Omic to go down because we have a big body of Omic and he has not been able to use it in the game today.
Mares, quick pass, and Fremanis tried to dunk it before he caught it.
They look at for the backouts right there. Again, effort to go with the lob pass and the finish.
Dragic had 10 first quarter points. He had 12 at halftime. He's got 14 right now. They need him to step up. And the foul by Janicic. What defensively has Latvia done to take Dragic out of the game? Or is it just an issue of fatigue? Just doesn't have the same energy? Here's the missed alley-oop. That was an opportunity.
I thought it was a hard pass. I don't think that this was a true alley-oop pass. I thought it, for the guy who was supposed to shoot, I think it was Mayers on that situation.
Fremanis.
It was Fremanis. He was just really, on the receiving end, it was an extremely hard pass for a situation like that.
But crucially, Berzic has come back into the game, the big man for Latvia. And will Dragic get it going again? Well, Klobuchar puts up a three! That is clutch!
That is a tough shot. One-on-one situation. He just created a shot for himself. Off the dribble three-pointer.
Boy, that was big time. He has hit a couple of big threes today. Strelnieks drives in. What a move from the star of Latvia.
And this is what we call for. When the games get on the line, crucial moments, you go to your go-to guys, and that's been Jannik Strelnieks there for Latvia.
So Dragic, very quiet. Balazic, he goes inside, tries to put up a reverse, and he does! What a play!
I cannot believe that he connected on that shot. He just went right underneath two big men. What a heads-up play right there.
Boy, he was moving. Now quick and good defense from Balazic.
Same situation right here. A shooter sets a back pick for a big man. Big man cuts to the basket. This is the play by Balazic. Look at that right here. That was Maris and Berzic both trying to challenge that shot.
Nikolic likes it, doesn't he? He was almost frozen in
Into the game for
that expression.
Number 9, ladies and gentlemen.
Great camera work. Yet again at a Eurobasket game. The expressions, the intensity that we're seeing in these players. Now, Bertans goes to work and loses it into the hands of Klobuchar. And Slovenia on the break, they get it to Dragic, and Bertans, who fumbled the ball away, fouls Dragic.
That's only second team foul there for Latvia, so smart use of their fouls.
But it's interesting, this Latvia team, that's 4 fouls now on Bertans.
That's huge right there, the turnover and the foul.
Latvia has been in the ascendancy, but they only lead by 2. A three-pointer would give Slovenia the lead, but a great block by that man Berzans again. And the foul committed by Prepelic, but you can't speak highly enough of Berzans today defensively.
He's been the man in the lane. I mean, they just can. It is so much easier for the perimeter to play pressure defense because they know they got best. You see the replay right here. That's a clean ball. It's a picture-perfect block. You go up and you swat it away.
Is on number 7. Clement Prepelic, his second personal foul.
Well, it's money time, folks. Strelnieks feeds Berzic, spins, passes back out, doesn't force it, gives it to Strelnieks, and a little long with the shot, but Mares with the rebound. Janicic for 3. Count it!
What a key shot right here by Janicic. That shows some guts right here to step into that three-pointer immediately after getting the offensive rebound.
An offensive foul on Balazic. Raises his arms.
Offensive foul, goal number 15,
5 minutes to go, 5 points again for Latvia with a chance to extend the lead. Look at the three-pointer right here. But that was immediately after they took the offensive rebound. So this is a bit of a gamble, if you ask me.
So Blazic picks up his third foul. Strelnieks in, passes back out to Bertans. Janicic into the corner, over to Mers. Latvia working for a good shot, and a foul called on Klobuchar. So that is now 4 fouls on Slovenia, 3 fouls on Klobuchar, and any more is going to put Latvia on the line. So the free throw line very definitely will be a key here at the end.
And we see the patience that Latvia is attacking the defense in Slovenia, picking up the foul. Agree with you. Free throws, another aspect that could become crucial at the end of this game. Such a tight game.
Inside, Berzic goes up and the soft release. What a performance from Berzic on both ends of the floor. But I like the patience that we're seeing from Latvia.
Look at the replay right here. But you know how hard of a shot this is for a big man to do. This is about the softness. This is the bunny hop. This is not mid-distance. This is right inside. A 2-meter shot, extremely difficult to make.
Look at the Latvia fan. Well, what's being said in the huddle here, George? What do you think Bagaskets is saying? Let's don't blow it now.
I think he has to be extremely happy with his team, the way they are performing in crucial moments of this game. I think, Jeff, I mean, if you look at the execution that you've seen on offense, they are not rushing anything. They are playing a perfect team game. 18 assists, that tells you a lot about how they have approached this game. They have not gotten themselves under pressure. No self-imposed pressure whatsoever.
And you love that stat, don't you? The coach is looking at that and saying, we've got 18 assists. They've got 11.
But at the same time, you have to wonder, without Berzic patrolling the lane there defensively for Latvia, it would have been a lot harder. True.
Yeah, Slovenia would have had a few more assists, that's for sure. Blazic gets inside and denied. Ball goes out of bounds off of Blazic.
Again, it was Berzic. I don't know if he got a piece of the ball, but he surely changed that shot.
He is a wall in there.
What an athlete. You saw he must have touched the ball a bit.
To tell you, one of the great quotes before this tournament was him talking about Valančiūnas of Lithuania. Well, I'll tell you just a second here. Strelnieks passes over to Bertans. Here's Berzic. 5 on the shot clock. He holds it. He puts up a 3.
Oh!
Berzic is doing it all for Latvia.
I don't believe it. He faked the handoff, then squares up and nails down a crucial 3-pointer.
Well, they say the Latvians can shoot it. Now Dragic, he has reappeared. Where did he go? He had disappeared.
Competitor right there. Dragic just comes back with a 3-pointer of his own to save Slovenia from a double-digit deficit.
Strelnieks and pushes a little, but puts up a 3, misses. Prepelic over to Blazic. And he was trying to get a shot here. Now, Janicic picks up the foul. That is 4 fouls on him. Watch this. Just a little bit of drama, a little bit of axing there after the foul, trying to get the shot from Prepelic.
So at the moment, both teams got 14 fouls. So next foul was the other team in bonus on the free throw line.
Berzic was asked before his showdown with Valančiūnas in Group D what he thought about him. And he said everything for Valančiūnas is what he's done up to now. Let's see how he does during the tournament. That'll be his reputation. So he was talking tough, and he's playing tough today. 5 on the shot clock, and tough shot from Dragic, almost forced that.
That was an extremely tough shot, and Coach Stoff is not too happy about it. He looks right in Dragic.
Well, you have got to applaud Latvia. They're hanging tough mentally. We were asking if they would. And so far, so good in that department. Bertans, and swatted out of bounds. And 3 seconds on the shot clock. Timeout is going to be called here by Latvia because they want to make sure they get a good shot. Here it is again. Well, this thing isn't over, George. There is a long way to go. 2 minutes and 53 seconds. And basketball is a long way to go.
And that was actually one of the few times that Omic was at the right place at the right time, just used his big body and caused that situation. Now we got 3 seconds to go, so let's see if Coach Bagatskis and his players can duplicate the first play when they came on and executed perfectly. Look at the 2-point percentage. Latvia is still shooting it high, sizzling hot if you ask me, 60% there from the two. But now this is the small detail. I said small details will decide, and this is one of those small details right here. Can the players execute the play that the coach is going to draw up right now?
That's right, they've got 3 seconds. I mean, it's a very important possession, or otherwise we wouldn't have called it. But look at the line there, 13 points, 5 rebounds, 5 blocks.
And 2 assists.
He has been utterly sensational.
And look, doing it in a variety of ways. I mean, he scored 2 3-pointers. Then he scored the short jumper. I mean, he's been doing it. These are the blocks.
Yeah, just tremendous. Boy, he has been a real leader for this team today, as well as Strelnieks. Now Bertans puts up a shot from the corner, and he hits off the side of the backboard, and it didn't get the rim, so it turns it over. Now Berzic was clutching his straws, saying the other team touched the ball, but that doesn't.
Yep, it has to touch it.
Look at these Latvian fans, George. What do you think they believe right now?
Oh, they should be feeling good about that team. They're up 7 points now, and it comes down to defense for Latvia. Can they prevent the lead?
Prepelic out behind the arc now. Now Dragic backs up, makes the pass to Omic. He has got to come through here, and he is fouled by Berzic.
And this time, he was really aggressive on the dribble. I like that. Alen Omic got low, and he really attacked the shot blocker. This is the rule number 1. Right here, you have to attack the shot blocker. Don't go away from him, because then he's going to block your shot.
Spoken from the former center. So now free throws become a huge part of the game. Omic takes his time. Doesn't get the shooter's roll, the shooter's bounce.
Almost got it. I thought it was going in after its first bounce off the backside of the rim. Difficult free throws to make. The rim is getting smaller and smaller and smaller there on Alen Omic.
Look at that, he's had a tough day. Tough day on the job here, just 2 of 7 from the floor. And nice stroke, he collects himself and makes the second one, gets it back to a 6-point deficit. Slovenia set up the full court press. Latvia have a couple of point guards back there. Well, they've got Bertans, I suppose, in this game, not officially a point guard, but he can handle it.
And they got a lot of experience there with Yannick Chenoks. You said it before, 32 years of age.
Bertans is going to bring it up against Dragic. Now Strelnieks avoids the trap, puts it back to Bertans. Latvia don't want to get too conservative here. Strelnieks, 5 on the shot clock. It's time to shake and bake. He looks for his teammate. He gives it to Berzic. He dumps it off. What a play by Latvia! That might just be the dagger that does it.
Berzic's been just man of this game. Did you see that pass? I mean, he was very close to the basket. He could have gone up for the shot, but he still looks for his teammate.
What execution! Now Omic draws another foul by Berzic.
If you talk about a big man, just having a complete all-around play, you have to speak about Berzic. He's been spectacular defensively. I mean, 5 blocks, there's no question about it. But then making outside 3-pointers, going in for the easy lanes or the dunks, and then this was the 3rd assist. Did you see? But on an absolutely crucial play, he did not panic one bit. There were like 3 seconds left on the shot clock, but he still extended the pass to Meyers.
Yep, he also showed his passing skills. Nerves over there on the Slovenia bench. The first one from Omic is good. Slovenia 6 of 7 at the free throw line. And Latvia want to commit these fouls instead of giving away easy points. They want to make them earn it. Omic has looked very good on his last 2 free throws, but not on that one, but still he gets it to fall. So 3 of 4 for Omic here. Now Nikolic is going to come into the game.
That's for the defensive purposes, I assume, because Omic is the biggest guy there on Slovenian roster, so I think they're going to go with faster guys and try to put out the pressure.
Chinux is able to get it to Bertans.
Not easy to put the pressure up against the Latvians. They got good ball handling skills there with many of the guards.
Mares sets the pick. Bertans gets it to Bertans. Strelnieks. 8 on the shot clock. And great hands from Balazic and forces a turnover. Strelnieks tried to make the pass inside and Balazic got his hand on it.
But I thought he had absolutely no passing angle. He should have improved the passing angle, then the pass fake and go inside. That was a really poor entry pass effort there by Strelnieks.
Great defensive stand by Slovenia. Now they can cut it. Dragic gets inside and forces one up. And really, they should have worked better for a shot that time, but Dragic reaches in, forces a turnover. Blazic puts it up, and more free throws for Slovenia.
What a fight right there. But Slovenia, that's what they have to do. Got 1 minute, 15 seconds left. They have to give it all out. Look at it right here. This is the miss right there by Dragic, rebound by Brett. He thinks that he's got it all wrapped up. All of a sudden, he loses the ball, and there's a chance for Balazic to go to the free throw line after he was fouled in the act of shooting.
4 fouls on Berzic. You simply cannot fall asleep. Not that he fell asleep there, but you know these Slovenians, they are nipping at you like schnauzers. They're not gonna stop.
But he just thought there was nobody around him on his right side. He just put it under one of his arms. He didn't really control the ball with both hands, and he's just paying the price right now.
Wow. Free throw shooting crucial. 9 of 10 now for Slovenia at the line. Janis Tima comes in, and Berzic has to come out of the game.
That means that Bagatskis is saving him for defense, and he's going on offense with Tima. That's a pretty gutsy call, if you ask me.
Now, George, I've got to tell you, I've been repeating this, and Latvia have got to prove they can close out a big game. They're looking a little shaky here. Strelnieks pulls up, puts up a jumper! Well, he just answered that question, didn't he?
What a shot that it was right there off the dribble. He didn't need any of his teammates to create that shot. Single situation, one-on-one. Look at that one more here, time here, against Balajic. He did have advantage in speed because that was the switch, and Balajic, the power forward, was playing defense on Strelnieks. Great recognition. He had to take that, and he stepped into it as a leader.
Well, Slovenia have called the timeout. Obviously, the clock becoming an enemy there. Just 1 timeout remaining now for Slovenia, 2 for Latvia.
I think we still got plenty of time here. We got almost 60 seconds left. I don't think they will go for a three-pointer. I think they will go for a quick basket.
But on the previous trip down, it seemed like Zoran Dragic was a little bit too much of a rush. And they were bailed out because he went right at Berzic, the center, and tried to get it. And he was lucky. They were lucky to get that steal.
That's how it played out, but I think they're just going to look for a quick basket right now. If it's a 2-pointer or 3-pointer, I don't think it really matters at the moment.
Well, Berzic on the bench with 4 fouls. Look at this. Bagatskis is talking to his big fella. He's saying, you got to bring that thing down with 2 hands and wrap it up.
This is exactly what I said. He was controlling the ball only with 1 hand. He did not put 2 hands on it. Fundamental. Tiny details. That's what's going to decide this game.
Now, he doesn't want to hear that at that stage, but it's the truth. He's had an outstanding game, though. Make no mistake about it. 59.8 seconds remaining. Slovenia, Latvia. What a dream opener here for the Eurobasket round of 16. The winner gets to that last 8. Prepelic for 3. And it was too long, but the long rebound comes out to Prepelic. He gets it to Balazic, draws the contact, or Nikolic. And Nikolic earns a trip to the line, a player who hasn't been on the floor that much today. Look at the nail biting going on by Slovenia's fans.
And little bit questioning this. This is the foul right here on Nikolic after they got the offensive rebound. But what do you think about the shot selection there by Prepelic? That was a tough three-pointer. I mean, he was clearly challenged. I mean, the defender was closing in on him.
Listen, Nikolic came into this without having, with a 0% at the line. This is a big time to be taking your first free throws. And look at Slovenia right now, 10 of 11 at the line, 91%. All of this in the second half, and they've been basically playing from behind. It is keeping them in the game. He bricks that one. Tema gets in there for the rebound and draws the foul from Prepelic.
That was a perfect example of the commentator's curse right there.
Thank you. I wasn't trying to do it. It's not the kind of thing you want to put on your CV, your resume.
It always is like that. If you say they've been shooting perfect from the line, they make a miss. That's on the other side. Free throws become crucial.
Yep, but Latvia has been doing very well today at the line as well. 13 of 17, 76%. And he makes the first one. Of course, at this time of the game, they become much harder to make. Vital. This makes it a 3-possession game if he makes it, and he does. 73-66. And timeout called, I think, by Slovenia. Look at the Latvian fans. They're thinking, guys, are we finally going to do this?
So that means it's the final timeout there for Coach Juras and Slovenia. They have no more timeouts remaining, and we got 45 seconds left. Also not an ideal situation there if you cannot call the timeout, move the ball. We got a 3-point percentage right here, 30% for Latvia and 35% for Slovenia. So they could really use something there from beyond the arc. The time is winding down. It's only 45 seconds to play. Slovenia behind by 7. Still, I maintain you have to look for a quick basket. If they give you a quick 2, I'm going for it if I'm Slovenia.
Well, Latvia trying to get into that last 8 here. Remember, the teams that reach the final qualify for the Olympics. They're not thinking about that right now. They're just thinking about, let's close this thing out and go home and get some lunch. But just looking back at their Eurobasket over the past European Championship back in 1939, they finished second. But since then, they haven't been within a whiff of the quarterfinals. I mean, it has been a drought that has gone a very long time. Slovenia. And he does just get it into Prepelic. Prepelic puts it on the deck. Back outside to Nikolic for 3. Off the front of the rim. Nikolic bats it out to Tema. Now Bertans holds it up. And the clock now is very definitely the enemy of Slovenia with 30 seconds to go in the game. And they are not going to foul.
That's surprising.
You can't foul now. And Janicic. And this strategy will be questioned without a doubt. Bertans puts up a 3. It was short. Prepelic now. I don't understand it, George. They've allowed it. They're not going to get as many points as they need. Dragic puts it up. And the ball and Latvia are going to move on to the quarterfinals of the Eurobasket. What a show of grit and determination, especially from Strelniak, Berzic, and some huge plays from the rest of these players. They win it 73-66 over Slovenia. Well, the smiles on the face of the Latvian fans as you look at the statistics, the free throw shooting.
I would say what stands out for Latvia, why they won this game, is 63% from the 2. I think that they executed a perfect game plan. They were not rushing anything offensive and just patiently waited for their chances for the high percentage shots.
But what can you say about the end of game strategy there? The last 30 seconds or so, when they got the ball, there was 10 seconds and they were down by 7.
I don't understand that. And if you pose that question, who's got more experience? Does Slovenia, because they participated in all these tournaments before, while Latvia did not. It just went the other way.
Look at Strelniak, 17 points, 8 assists. Dragic was terrific in the first quarter. He had 10 of his 17 points. Prepelic didn't really come out and score like we expected to today. 5 blocks from Berzic, though. Look at that.
That's the point I want to make. I think that there were 2 players that just completely took over the game and were crucial there for Latvia. It was Berzic with 13 points, 6 rebounds, 5 blocks, and 3 assists. He played an all-around game, and you can ask any big man. You couldn't ask for any better. And on the other side, you had a dominant guard that controlled the tempo, didn't turn the ball over, and made key shots. This inside-outside balance. This is what modern basketball is all about.
Well, they were down by 15 against Estonia in a game they had to win in Group D. They came back to win that, and here they are winning in the quarterfinals. Latvia 73, Slovenia 66.
Ladies and gentlemen, we hope that you enjoyed this game. Very intense game for the first match of the last 16 for this weekend in Lille, Stade Pierre-Mauroy, Lille Métropole. Don't forget, 2:30, we will kick off with another game, Greece versus Belgium. You have to be there. That little refreshment and be back here in the arena. Mesdames et messieurs, nous espérons que vous avez apprécié ce match très intense, très serré pour le premier match des 8e de